I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets' Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!
Awesome.
Welcome everybody to Chaos in the Zone. Sunday nights, man. Chaos, what is up, my man?
In the zone in North Carolina, in a grandmother's house. That's my mother, but she's a grandmother. So, in case you're wondering, what's with that background? That ain't no background. That's the room. I'm in the parlor room.
You know what? When we started this, we said, let's do it. Let's do it every week, man. We've done it on a bye week already. You're doing it across the country, man. So that's epic, man. So much to talk about. Glad you could still do it tonight, man. Chat's already going. I got 13 in here chopping it up. They appreciate you calling from grandma's house because we have a show tonight. Man, a lot of football today. Did you enjoy it? Let's start there. Did you enjoy it not having to spend 3 hours of it watching the Jets?
It's always interesting. I get pumped up for Jet game, for football and, calling the games and everything. And, but it's also nice to sit and not worry and just kind of root for things, but not have to root too hard or be too upset if it doesn't go the way we want it to go, and enjoy some of the things. It was fun watching Shedeur Sanders come out today and play. And I got to watch some of that. And he looked just like he did in college. Guy just doesn't throw the ball. It looked kind of familiar to what we're experiencing here with our quarterback.
I will say, we kind of forecasted that Friday, just looking at the schedule. It's like, man, they play the Ravens. There is everybody's bandwidth for Dylan Gabriel. I mean, he's done as well as he could, but like you feel that wick shortening for him. And playing Lamar, it's like, man, this is probably going to be Shedeur's first game. Not for the reasons we anticipated, concussion and all, but still it made it exciting down the stretch to actually still be plugged into that game and seeing how they were doing.
Yeah. Well, my wife is watching. Look at that.
Hey,
On the other side of the country, she figured she'd watch from
Tap
over
in.
there.
Look at that, Jocelyn. Yeah, hell yeah. What is there? Is there a nickname we have for her? Like we have Chaos for you. Is there something, or is there nothing yet?
She's just Jocelyn spelled wrong because her mother couldn't spell. It's kind of a funny thing. It's like people say, "It's oh, isn't there an E in Jocelyn?" It's like no reason. Her mom had no explanation. So my wife concluded, no, my mother just couldn't spell. But because of that, she owns like email addresses that are just Jocelyn. It's very convenient.
You know, I can't relate to that one bit because my mom spelled my name exact. No,
Oh,
I can relate.
she's saying she wants to be referred to as Miss Chaos, Mrs. Chaos,
Mi- Miss
Mrs. Chaos.
Chaos. I like that. I like that, man. And I do relate to this the differently spelled name. It has played its advantages for me as well. But believe it or not, there are a bunch of Danes out there that are Dayne, which is bizarre to me. But I think a lot of them are in like Switzerland and
Yeah,
weird ass places. But
yeah.
um, anyways, man, but aside from Shador, did you see any of the Sunday night games so far?
Yeah, very little of that game. I haven't honestly. I haven't watched. I mean, I looked at the stats. I looked at the score. See what's going on. Um, Looks like more of a defensive battle. Detroit's being kind of shut down a little bit. And my guy Jameson Williams is finally. He's like I loved him out of college, and it's like, and I'm like, how could I have been wrong about this guy? I knew he was so good. I was like, how could this be? He had some legal problems, he had some this problem, that problem, and now he's finally got it going. It makes me feel good that I'm not crazy.
You know what? Selfishly, I'd just like to admit that I'm going against Saquon Barkley tonight, and he scored. And then they reviewed it and they took it back and they pushed it in, and I was quite pleased with that decision. You
Yeah.
know, it's that not the most nerve-wracking thing in all of fantasy football is when you're nursing a lead and you're going against Saquon Barkley.
It's
Like
why I don't even look. That's why
no,
I for my fantasy teams on Tuesday mornings. Sometimes I'll make it. I'll go to Tuesday morning and not even look.
dude, there is no lead that's safe going against that guy. There really
No,
is not.
no, you never
Um,
know. You never know. I mean, I had Jonathan Taylor. I won the last week, single handedly won for me. So it was kind of nice.
Okay, let's get into it. We were here last Sunday, so we were able to talk about the Browns game. So it's kind of a stale graphic, but it also lists what happened Thursday night. And I want to ask you, you don't have to fully break it down. You're just your overall thoughts on what we saw on Thursday night.
Well, I think I predicted that the Patriots would win 27-13. Was it
It was 31-13 that you
31-13?
predict.
Okay, so
Super, super close.
that's pretty close. I had the right idea. I think the score's a little bit, deceptive. There's 27-14 where it could have been. It was 27 to, nothing in the middle of the third quarter, and then it was kind of junk time stuff. And there was a point of the game where it was like 21-14, and you know what I mean? And it looked like we were really playing. And it's kind of amazing when you think about it. Like, no Garrett Wilson. We traded Quinnen Williams. There's no Sauce Gardner. There's Avery, Az Thomas, who's the backup for Sauce Gardner, is not in. So then we're down to Stiggers. You know, it's kind of amazing. Like you'd think that we're so bad, we were 0-7, that we'd be getting just crushed. These guys are playing, and 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 to boot, on top of all that, we're playing with a completely dysfunctional quarterback. So I'm like, when it was 21-14, I was, I'm like, how is it even a game? We have such a dysfunctional quarterback. We traded our stars away. GW is out. We're using a throw-in from a trade in AD Mitchell. It wasn't even playing for the Colts, as what the lead receiver. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right?
That is an excellent way of putting things in perspective because it did. I mean, knowing that during the game didn't make it any easier. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't.
Mhm.
But here we are, a few days removed from it. You're exactly right. That team 8-2, us 2-7, like that. I think the spread was 13.5, like
Yeah,
insane, and that's about what it was. But you're right, like on paper, we shouldn't have been even as close as we were. Zero quarterback play. I mean, zero. Uh, and you trade your best two defensive players. And honestly, I thought the defense played pretty good,
yeah,
despite everything. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I do want to say, because some people said, well, he did some things, the touchdown pass to Mechie. If you watch that play, it was actually a bad play. Like, it was actually, like, in the sense of, it wasn't a great pass. It took him forever to throw it. Like if you watch it on the all 22, Mechie was open for so long, and he almost got sacked and got hit before he got rid of the ball. And when you really watch it, it was like insane because it should have been, like, the defender fell. It should have been the easiest thing in the world, and he made it as hard as you could make it. So the people who are saying, "Oh, but the touchdown pass to Mechie," no, 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 that was still a play that would make you say, "This quarterback is hard to watch."
Yeah, yeah. I give kudos to Mechie, but I also don't at the same time give it to Fields. The play before it had me wanting to rip my hair out too, and I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I'm pretty sure someone was open on that one too, and it was an errant throw. Uh, but we should have had a touchdown before that. So whenever Mechie scored, I was just like, oh well, whatever. Like I couldn't even enjoy it because I was so pissed about the play before. like,
Yeah, yeah,
and if only we were all rational in game.
yeah.
We are days later, but in the moment, it still stings because that game, despite the final score, felt winnable um, several times. I thought, but you got to have a passing offense, man. You have to, and that's where I want to go next, uh, dude. Fields, where are you at with Justin? I know where I'm at, but where are you at with Justin Fields?
Where am I at with Justin Fields? So I think that there's only two explanations if Justin Fields comes out as the starting quarterback. He shouldn't have come out for the second half of that New England game. Should not have. But he did. So let's look ahead and say in Baltimore, Justin Fields runs out of the tunnel and he's the starting quarterback. Let's say that that's the reality. There's only two explanations that make any sense to me that it has to be. Either one, our head coach is delusional. Like, delusional. If you think that Justin Fields gives us the best chance to win a football game, you are delusional. Like, you are not like, and we have problems, and we have to
You
worry
are.
about our head coach if he honestly believes that. The second explanation is it's called tanking. It's called, I can't tell my players to try to lose. I would never do that, but I can put us, in a situation where we're going to lose. You know, um, and it's hard to believe he would do that. So the number one choice that he's delusional, it's a little scary to me. There's also the third variable that Tyrod Taylor will be starting, so I don't have to sit there and think that my head coach is delusional.
If you assigned odds for me, like I'm sorry, I just can't. We've seen enough, man. There is no way Glenn has not either. Um, you can uh, Snowball. I see you. Uh, you can defend him so much for running with him. Honestly, I wanted him out at halftime last game. The second quarter, I wanted him out, but I told myself we keep doing that. So I would rather Give Fields this tiny little rope he has left, rest of the game, to try to get a spark. And then if he doesn't, it is so much easier with 10 days off to transition the entire offense into Tyrod's hands the rest of the way. But if you flip Tyrod in there and then it's like, well, Fields only had half a shot. Now we got to go back to like, it's just,
Yeah,
I was tired of that. Let's just burn the rest of the rope Thursday night. And that's what I wanted to do.
that's what
And
we did.
then please, now you this is the last mini buy you're going to have. This is the last little spurt you can, not that Tyrod even needs it, but perfect segue. You got AD Mitchell coming in. You got John Mechie coming in. You got Tyrod. You can just work them all at the same time, same pace, get them all on the same page before next Sunday. If he doesn't do that, I can't really defend it. Even the tanking angle, because we already traded Quinnen and Sauce. How many games is Tyrod going to win us? Not many. So I don't
Mhm.
think you need. I don't think you need to keep Fields in there in order to accomplish a tank per se. Uh, I think we've
Yeah,
already
well,
pretty much
I'm
halfway
being a
done that.
little, I'm being a little, like I Aaron Glenn does not strike me as a person who is tanking on purpose. So what I'm really hoping for, and what I'm really trying to say is, we need to see Brady Cook or Tyrod Taylor. If we're trying to win, I think that Tyrod Taylor would be gun to your head. You do try, you have to win the game. You're doing everything you can to win that game. Brady Cook would represent, and it's probably more likely towards the end of the year, final 3 or 4 games. Brady Cook would represent seeing what you have. Do we have a backup quarterback in the future? Guy, like we don't have to sign whatever. He's going to be that guy. Whoever we draft, we're going to have our backup quarterback long term. Or is it by some miracle? Oh my God, we might have something here. Maybe we don't need to draft a quarterback in the first round. I mean, very unlikely, but you want to take a look and just know, because the unlikely has happened in this sport. It's happened where the guy comes in that you never expected and poof, magic.
Lightning in a bottle. I get your point, and with the tanking angle, I wasn't like targeting you. I just know that others are like, oh, I love it. Keep Fields. This is gonna accomplish the tank, and it's like, bro, we're gonna win 4 games no matter who's back there. In my opinion, it's just for me more about the rest of the guys. Right now, you can't evaluate 8 guys on offense if Fields keeps playing the way that he does, like maybe more than 8, um, as rotational and everything goes. But I do like the idea of seeing some Cook. I just think if you go to Tyrod now, you're going to get to Cook anyway. Like, you know what I mean? You can accomplish both things. Just don't go to Cook now. It's a lot. That's a lot left for him. 8, 7 games or
It's
whatever.
probably too early. It's probably too early, but don't be surprised week 15, 16. Like there's certainly a possibility, final 3 or 4 games of the year, definitely the final game of the year. We see that a lot with teams, right? Final game, they bring in that third string quarterback or whatever.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, I don't know how many. Like, we're a patient fan base. Obviously, we get mad, but we're still here, which is evident of our patience. Um, Mine is dwindling, man. Like, you can't keep. I can't, man. Like, no more Fields. You're waterboarding me with Fields right now, and I'm over it. So, uh, help me. Please transition to Tyrod. Let him fizzle out or play 3 good games, and then we can talk. Once we're 3-12 or whatever, Cook. At that point, um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
about?
I think that even fans are arguing about things that are ridiculous to argue about, because I think everybody's close enough to understanding what's happening. Like, you have like the 1% or whatever it is. There's some delusional people out there that are still defending Justin Fields. It's not his fault. Right, right. And I don't even think we should even honor that conversation. Like, it's like if you're that far out there, it's not even worth it. talking about it. It's like, well, we all know where Justin Fields will be in the future. Like at most, right? He's going to be a backup quarterback for us next year, probably because of the money. And then he'll be somewhere in the league just bouncing around. He might get a couple of chances when someone gets hurt to play, but we all know how his career is going to go. And for those that are in denial of it, it's not worth the conversation. At some point, you just have to think, well, if a person's that deep in denial, what you're not going to change them. Nothing we're going to say is going to convince that person. Let that person just be in denial. So I think most of the fan base, we're on the same page. It's just about how do we go about this? It's a little thing, and in the long run, it's not a very big deal kind of thing. How many games Brady Cook plays, Tyrod Taylor. But the Justin Fields thing is just cruel. It's just like using him and continuing to play him when he's playing at this level is cruel to the fan base. To tell us if you want to watch a Jet game, this is what you have to watch is cruel. It's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not so far removed from the Zach Wilson era to endure another one. And this is on par. We could debate all night which is worse, but they're both pretty damn bad as far as the eye test goes. If you're watching, thank you. Glad to see you guys in here on a Sunday night.
Especially
Spike the like.
Snowball. It's always good to see
Snowball.
Snowball.
Always. That is one handsome devil.
One of the most mild-mannered Jets YouTube content creators alive.
He is. He is a good straight man to Johnny Boy's wild man. They're a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
I like that. There's a couple of players I wanted to ask you about because I have opinions on them as well. But we talked Mechie. I want to get your thoughts on AD Mitchell and his first game in green and white.
Look, he could have been the hero if Justin Fields, when he was running in the end zone, if he knew how to drop a ball down in the bucket, it was an easy touchdown. The one thing I'll say about Mitchell is people are jumping the gun on he's garbage, he's trash, he's dropped, he can't catch. It was never an issue in his career. That wasn't his issue. He dropped the ball on purpose in the end zone, but that's not his issue. It was one game. And everybody is looking at the most negative possible scenario in that. What people are forgetting is, yes, he has to fix that. Those throws weren't the best placed throws either. Like, it would be nice to see him with a real quarterback and how he would do. But the point I want to make is he's getting open, man. There's some talent there. This guy creates space. He gets open. So instead of just, he can't play, he stinks, he dropped the ball, how about we look at it one game? Because that's what it was, one game. But also at the same time say, wow, what if that's not really who he is? What if in most games that was an anomaly? In most games he's going to catch the ball. And now we have a guy to play opposite Garrett Wilson when Garrett Wilson comes back who gets open and creates space.
Games where Garrett is there alongside him, like just the separation you're speaking of will pay dividends, even if it's not on the plays he's targeted. He's doing what we wanted Arian Smith to do, and that's just attack the defensive backs. He did that. He obviously the first thing you're going to see is the one catch on 6 targets.
Here's Harlan again. He's saying he gets open, but he can't catch the ball. Harlan, it's one game.
Yeah.
It's one game. It's one game.
It's also one game with a ton of pressure.
Right.
Your first game on a new team, and guess what? It's on Amazon Prime. You're 90% of the country's watching. Also, your wide receiver 1 is out. You're pretty much the guy, and you've never played with this quarterback before. It's like worst case scenario.
Right. He hasn't been playing at all. Indianapolis was barely using him, and suddenly he gets thrown in, new team. And I'm not making excuses for him. I understand it wasn't a good game. He dropped the ball. It's unacceptable. He can't continue to do that. But it's like it hasn't been a problem historically for this football player. His college, we prospected this guy. Ask Dom C. He did not He didn't have drop issues. Like, it's not his normal issue. It was one game where he dropped a bunch of passes. Some of them were terrible passes, man. Come on. Like even as a receiver, if you're running and you look at your quarterback and then he throws you the ball, and then all of a sudden it's nowhere where it should be placed. Yes, we want this kid to stay focused and still find a way to catch that ball, track it and catch it. But I'm just not going to judge him like the dropping the ball kind of thing. That's a concentration thing. Like you're saying, he was under pressure. The getting open thing is a physical thing. That doesn't have a slump. You know what I mean? Like the guy knows how to get open. So what you have to, the way I'm looking at it is if he keeps dropping it, then he's not the guy. He's cute. He might. Who cares if he's a throw into a trade and he's gone. If it was just one game and he starts catching the ball, oh my God, we may have something here. He could be the wide receiver 4 and be solid in that role, and it's a great thing. He was a throw-in.
He was. And you know what AD's middle name is, right?
His middle name?
Yeah, AD's middle name. I believe, and maybe I'm misremembering, but his middle name is percent drop rate.
I don't know. Drop rate,
Wow.
Mitchell.
80% drop rate. No, man. I think we're well, I mean, we didn't trade many. Did we trade anyone on offense? No. I think our offense is better with AD Mitchell on it than I think we are with him off of it. So we'll see how it plays out. If he keeps dropping it, then we'll put a more sure-handed guy in there like Arian Smith. Will be
Right.
better
And
for it.
and the thing is again, I gotta say, college film, even with the Colts and the limited playing time, what's more likely that it was a one game anomaly, or that this is going to be a forever issue for him and he magically forgot how to catch, even though it's never been on his film as a problem?
It's got to
Right.
be if it's not an anomaly, he wouldn't have made it as far as he has. That's the thing. Like,
Mhm.
just get back to sporadic drops and we'll be fine. As much as we pass the ball, we'll be fine.
Right.
The other guy I wanted to ask you about, the other side of the ball, and we can always go back to this if we see some, intriguing chats or whatever. But to the defense, the first guy that comes to mind, Brownlee Jr. What did you think of his Thursday night football performance?
I like him. And I know there are going to be mistakes. I know there might be penalties sometimes. So that there might be a little, but it's because he plays with a certain kind of flair and fire. He's always around the ball. He's always getting involved. So there's going to be penalties. Guys like that are also going to get flags, right? Like there's going to be downs with guys like that. But I'm excited about him, and I think that he's only going to get better because he's still young. The change of scenery has been great for him. The one thing, if we have any faith in this coaching staff, and our head coach and what his specialty is, it's the defensive backs. This is where his strong point, his strong suit. We saw that what happened with Stevens, how Stevens has come around and been really good. It seems like he knows what he's doing as far as picking out the right kind of secondary guys. And even Malachi Moore, or after the Cincinnati game, I was like out on. I said, this guy is just garbage. And then what does he do? It's almost like he heard me, took it personally. And for the last 2 weeks, Malachi Moore has been a really good safety.
Facts. I would fully elaborate on that, but my opinion is much the same. I really like Brownlee. I like his tenacity. That might be the number one thing I like about him is his knack for instilling some energy in the defense, and bringing it himself. But he got a little too tenacious last week, and it's going to happen. But without him, man, before him, I should say, the defense, it felt like they had no pulse. So I like to think his injection, Jermaine's injection, is kind of what got us even to a middling defense because before that we were atrocious. So find a way to keep him around. With with your stern fatherly coaching, Glenn, maybe you can bottle some of that up and get him more pointed where he needs to be. But Thursday, let's be honest, though, Thursday was not his greatest performance. It wasn't.
No, no, no. There were some downs. There were some good things too in the beginning. There was some good, and then it kind of fell. It kind of fell from a little bit, you know. But that's gonna
Agreed.
happen. It's gonna happen sometimes. You know, he's like having to cover really good tight ends, really good, you know. So, so
What
it's gonna happen.
it is. Overall, dude, New England fans are insane. They think Drake May is the greatest thing since sliced bread. What did you think of Drake? I mean, not overall, but his performance Thursday night. Was he all world?
Look, I don't know if Drake May is going to be the next elite guy at the level of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like the top of the league kind of guy. I don't know that. He might just be like, Hurts and what Flacco did in his prime, which is good stuff. Dalton, these are all really good quarterbacks. Um, I think though that there's a possibility he's going to be an elite top 5 quarterback because he's still very young. I'm very impressed. I would love it if he was our quarterback. I loved him out of college, right? He was one of my top guys that I loved out of college. Um, I don't know what he's going to be though. I wouldn't already put him there. Like I wouldn't put him already at the elite, is going to win Super Bowls, Hall of Fame guy yet. But it appears to me as though New England has an excellent quarterback, a very good quarterback, where if you put the right team around him, he's already looking like a guy who, with, at the very least, if you put great elite talent around him, is going to get, he's not going to be the reason why you don't win championships. We'll see if he gets to that next level of like greatness, like Hall of Fame greatness,
Facts. I'm with you. He's definitely ahead of trajectory or whatever, however you want to say that. Um, New England fans are creepy. Let me just say they're crowning him. They're building statues. I want to just read a few of their creepy comments because these New Englanders, man, and I don't want to detour the show too far, but these were sent to me. Um,
So
these are comments on Drake May's wife's TikTok videos, and I just felt the need to display them. A couple of them read, because she's making food or whatever. Someone says, Drake will love this. Please make sure you rub his belly after he eats it to ensure proper digestion. Someone else says, don't let Drake eat too many, but also let him eat as many as he wants. Dude, I ask you this. Oh, yeah. Give our husband a big kiss on his lips for his big win. So,
our
you know, dude, let me ask you this, though. Will Jet fans be this creepy if we get a guy like Drake May?
Oh yeah, we were doing it for Zach before Zach did anything. We were being creepy. You might not remember, but there was some creepiness going on with Zach Wilson. We were like, his mom became a big story. His girlfriend became a big story. The ex roommate, best friend, teammate who dated his ex girlfriend. There's a whole bunch of weirdness going on, and when it's good. Obviously, if I say if because it's been 40 plus years and we haven't, but I'll be trying to be positive and say when we find our guy, there's going to be some creepiness. Sure.
That's why I didn't want to get too carried away. Hey, someone says give him a hug and kiss and say it's from me. Like, what dude, we'll be. The crazy thing is though, we probably should be. Why are they so desperate? Like they are so spoiled, man. Like it's insane
Because winning
with their
is like it's like an addiction, and once you lose it, you want it back just as much. That's
good
the hard
point.
thing about being a fan in sports because it's never enough. Like for us, winning the one Super Bowl for us, if we win, like in 2029 and 2030, we win the Super Bowl. It'll be
Yeah.
life changing. The joy we feel will be indescribable. It will be like, the loyalty, like the reward, we'll all deserve it. We'll all deserve that joy. It would be such an incredible reward for our loyalty and what we've had to go through. But don't think that we would just be satisfied and be okay. The next year, we'd want to win again. And if we won 3 out of 5 years, year 7 or 8, after, like, let's say, not making the playoffs or not being that good, we'd be frustrated and desperate. We're just going to be just as passionate. It's an addiction. You're never okay saying, okay, we won 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years, so now it's okay for us to just watch bad football. Like, it'll never stop. As fans, we're always going to want to win.
That's why, like, I would never do like, oh, would you give all your picks away for one push? It's like, no, no. The dream is not to win one. The dream is for sustained chances every damn year, you know?
Right. Now, if you guaranteed me we were going to win one, I'd do anything. I would do just about anything. But to trade away the whole future for a push, and then one game in the playoffs ends that, and now you've given up everything. No, can't do it. Can't do it.
Nope. Nope. And that's why, dude, our draft pick assortment right now is so intriguing. It is. We can talk that here in a bit if you want, but I want to get some questions were submitted, and I wanted to see if you had a minute to hit some of them. Let's see. I think Johnny Boy was first. Let me find where it started. Okay. All right. Chaos. Question for the panel. How soon is too soon to put up Christmas decorations?
I think anything before Thanksgiving. I used to go, like, it was maddening when it started the day after Thanksgiving, but I've grown used to it and I've grown tolerant of it to the point where now I've conceded and saying, okay, after Thanksgiving, start lighting it all up. But before Thanksgiving, uh, we can't start pushing it to now where it's going to be Halloween and the next day Christmas decorations. Like, to me, you got to respect Thanksgiving. Like, you got to respect that holiday. It's an important holiday. It's about family. It's about coming together. It's for everyone. Religion doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, it's like, specifically religion doesn't matter because the Pilgrims came here to get away from religious persecution, right? To have freedom. So to me, it's such an important holiday. It's also, I love food. And it's about the stuffing and the pumpkin pie. So to me, you can't start before Thanksgiving. I kind of like once when I was a young kid, I liked how symbolic this was. I watched in New Jersey a Thanksgiving parade on Thanksgiving Day. We were at a friend's house, Thanksgiving at my parents, friends, their family. And at the end of the parade was Santa in a sleigh. And I liked it. It was like the transition. It was like you had your Thanksgiving parade, and then there's Santa to tell you Christmas is coming.
It's
You know?
time to segue. It's time to segue. Yeah, yeah. For
Yeah,
me, Black Friday.
and I'll say this: I'm Charles. I'm not saying. You see, this is what I can't stand. Like, I can't, Charles. You represent something I can't stand. Just because I'm saying, in my opinion, like, I'm clearly just riffing that in my mind, the Christmas decorations should come out after Thanksgiving. I never said that someone doesn't have the right,
Yeah.
as an American, to put out Christmas decorations. I'm just going to have the right to drive by and say, fuck that. What the fuck? Like, I'm going to look weirdly and say, really?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
even Thanksgiving yet. But am I sitting there saying, rip those decorations down? Am I saying, press charges, force them to? Of course not. It's a free country. If you want to you could take Christmas decorations and leave them up all year.
Yeah, Charles.
I have some neighbors in Sacramento that do that. Like, they
Yeah,
never take
dude.
their Christmas lights down.
Oh boy.
They
Or
just
like
up and lit every night all year long.
some people, it's November 1st, man, and for me, it's either Black Friday or it's December 1st. It's not before Thanksgiving. I get it because no, like, Thanksgiving you don't put lights up for, so I get why people, once Halloween's over, they want to jump straight to that. But like, if you're, yeah, I don't know. For, like, again, day after Thanksgiving, hey, day of Thanksgiving if you want, but it's not me. And
Right.
that's what you're saying
It's
too.
not
It's
my
not you.
thing. It could be
Yeah.
everybody else's thing. But like in my neighborhood in East Sacramento, like the rich neighborhood where they put up the beautiful Christmas lights, where people come from all the other neighborhoods to look at them, it's after Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
Like that's when it starts. Like
Yes.
Thanksgiving, those 4 days of Thanksgiving weekend is when these companies come and set up because there's like 4 blocks in this rich area. They all pay all the homes. And this one big company comes and sets it all up. It happens over that weekend, you know.
Next question, which is getting into a graphic have here. So it's a good Charles B. Good segue. Charles is saying we definitely should draft a quarterback. It's a dart throw, and you need multiple throws. So I ask you, is there any chance in hell that you're sitting on your hands in 26 and not drafting one?
Um I would this is my this I believe that a team and I'm not going to put my own opinion in there like for a second. I'm going to say I believe that if an NFL team loves a quarterback and the quarterback is available and you can get him, you absolutely take him. If you don't love a quarterback, like if Mendoza was off the board, if that was the one they loved, if they loved Simpson and he was off the board, whatever, however it works out. Let's say that Mendoza and Simpson are off the board and it's just Dante Moore, but they don't like Dante Moore. I don't think you should take, I don't think you should use a first round pick on a player you don't like because of pressure. If your scouting department, if you don't think that's the guy, you shouldn't take him, right? But then when you get to the second round or the third round, and there are guys like Drew Aller, for example, who just got hurt, and he had a couple of bad games, and the world decided he couldn't play, even though he was a top 10 prospect last year. Third round, fourth round, if Garrett Nussmeier is there, if Jaden might, then I start thinking, you know what? Even though this might not be your year because the guy wasn't there, you still got to throw a dart. So find the one you like best for a day 2 or day 3 pick, and just keep getting guys in the room and roll your dice. Right? I really want to take a quarterback in 2026. I'm really worried because I don't think there are that. I think it's been an incredibly disappointing year. And I'm not really sure there's that many that are going to end up being good NFL quarterbacks. So I'm kind of torn on it. I really want to take a quarterback. The problem what I have is the only one I really feel comfortable with is Mendoza. Like he's the only one I feel really good. I wouldn't go nuts if they took Simpson. I'm not gonna be throwing things at the TV and mad. I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay. And I'm not gonna feel super comfortable about it. But with Mendoza, that's my guy. If I'm a GM, New York Jets let me have a shot at being the GM, I would gamble my job on it. Like that would be the guy. Like if there's a chance we get Mendoza, that's my guy. And I've learned now never think something is guaranteed. I've learned. Trevor
Let me
Lawrence, right?
ask.
Trevor
Let,
Lawrence is proof. Like there's no guarantees.
let's say for a moment we are not 1.01 and Mendoza goes first overall. We can't get there. But without even having to trade up, we have a top 5 pick, and Dante Moore does come out and he's sitting there. Is he a guy you're willing to take in the top 5 if Mendoza's gone? Or are you more of a mind where it's like just trade back or,
Yeah,
let
no,
someone
I don't
else
want
come?
Dante. And Dante Moore, I want to say this because I've learned my lesson. I will never say a guy can't be good. Dante Moore might end up being a franchise quarterback. I will never say it again about a quarterback. I will just say, I don't think he's going to be, in my opinion, if I had a bet. But acknowledging that I could be wrong. Because everybody's got to be so absolute, right? Like, oh, he sucks. He can never be. That's bullshit. I don't know that. I don't know that. I know that I don't like him. It's not that I don't like him. I just don't have enough evidence because he plays in that system. And I don't get to see
Would
him
you,
enough.
if he turned out to be a right-handed Penix, would it be worth the pick?
I don't know because Penix is undetermined. But I think that it's really hard to say because
Yeah.
Penix has shown some flashes, but he's also looked really bad.
I see a lot of similarity. Call me crazy, but I see a lot of
Yeah,
similarity with
I mean,
those
here's my
guys.
problem with using a top 5 pick on a guy like Dante Moore if you don't believe in the guy, right? And I happen to not believe in that guy. The problem is it's not just that year. That's 3 years we're gonna suck because only one team that I've ever known has picked a guy in the top 10 of a draft and then been willing to do it again the next year and realize it quickly, and that was Arizona, right? They were willing to realize the mistake quickly. Most of the time, it doesn't work out that way. Most of the time, you draft the guy in the top 5, and for 2 years, you're deciding, oh, just give him time, will he develop? And you usually go into a year 3. And then year 3, you decide he's not the guy. So if I don't love the guy, there's no way I'm doing it because I know what it represents. It's not just that pick; it's 3 years of sucking if you're wrong. So you have to know. Now, if the Jets took Dante Moore, I would hope that they're smarter than me. They have real scouts that get paid lots of money that spend all day looking at film. So I have to hope that I'm just wrong because I will be the biggest Dante Moore fan in the world if we take him. Because I
Well,
need him to be good.
the one good thing to know is that we last time we took Zach Wilson, and guess what? Here we are 4 years later, not really taking another one. And yes, while that is a likely scenario, I think it's a little less likely considering this graphic here and how many firsts we have again in 2027. The only question is if we were to take a guy in top 5, are you going to get a large enough sample size out of him to make a determination by 2027, or are you then trying to kick picks down the road so you can evaluate him further, and then you're in this it's tough. It's tough. I'd almost rather I love Dante Moore, don't get me wrong, I do, and I think that he can be molded into the guy. I'm not willing to stake claim in that though and say yes, it's going to happen. So I'd almost rather take a second round guy this year or a third round guy this year to replace Terod. Maybe not right away, but long term, he's our 2, and then the next year, then you go
I'm
full
telling
on
you,
for
if
it.
he truly slipped to day 3, Drew Aller would be the best gamble in the world for any team. I'm telling you, because everybody is jumping on him because he played bad against a couple of good teams and forgetting that when Simpson played bad against a good team, oh, it's okay. It was not his fault. Well, blah, blah. Everybody makes excuses for the guy they like anyway, right? When they do bad against a good team. And it's like, well, I just think that when you let that as a day 3 pick, when you look at the attributes of a Drew Aller, that hasn't changed. He has a cannon. He would instantly be top 5 in the NFL in arm strength, right? That doesn't mean he's going to be a great quarterback, but he also played in a terrible system. I think. I think he played for a coach that was very conservative, didn't really
Coach
open
got
it up,
fired.
and he also played in a system that wasn't quarterback friendly. Like it was forcing him to drop back and go through progressions. If you would have stuck Drew Aller in Oregon or in Alabama, there's a chance his numbers would be through the roof and everybody would love him because those programs make it so much easier for a quarterback. Penn State was asking him to be an NFL type quarterback, drop back, go through progress, you know what I mean? Be a running, you got to look at the system too. So I am no longer a Drew Aller in the top 5. I'm not saying that, but day 3 with that kind of talent, I think that's a great dart throw.
And then you
And-
go big in the next draft, right?
yeah, because unless in camp he's amazing, right? Let's say, and then you use him in the last 3 games of the year, and he's great, and oh my God, we found our guy. But if
Yeah.
but if you miss on a day 3 pick, it doesn't kill you.
No.
It doesn't kill you. It's just a day 3 pick, and guess what? It doesn't mean 3 years of stinking because, then, like you said, if it didn't work out in 2027, then we have to use one of the first round picks on a quarterback.
And you know what? If he does do good those final 3 games, maybe you don't spend all 3 of those firsts on other shit. the next year. Maybe you kick one into 2028 as an insurance policy, you
Maybe.
know,
Yeah.
because then if he, if he feels, but anyways, Afram has a good question here. He says, if you skip this year picking a quarterback, and I think he means high, day one, day two,
Mhm.
high day two. If you skip it, what makes you think the quarterback you want will be available in 2027?
I don't. I'm just saying I can't use a top 5 pick on a guy I don't believe in. I'm saying the Jets need to believe in the guy. Any team, any NFL team, you can't use a top 5 pick on a guy you don't believe in just because. You know what I mean? I need a quarterback, so I'm just going to randomly grab one, even my scouts say they don't like him. Like, you have to like him. You can't sit there and say it's smart to take the 3rd overall pick in the draft and pick a quarterback you don't believe in. Just because it's like, I don't know that there'll be one available in 27. I'm not saying that. I want to take a quarterback in 2026, but I don't want the Jets to do it unless they believe in the guy. Like, you have to believe in the guy. You can't take a guy you don't believe in. Do I want us to draft a quarterback? So, as a philosophy, like as a theoretical thing, if you're asking Jeremy, do you want, forgetting who the guys are, do you want the Jets to target and get a quarterback in 26, or do you want to wait till 27? I want to get a quarterback in 2026. I want to get one every year that we don't have a good one. Every year that we don't have a good quarterback and we know there's no one on the roster that's our future, I think we should be drafting a quarterback. I think it's ridiculous if they're, to wait. I think you should always be thinking, let's find our quarterback. I don't care if the offensive line, I don't believe, you have to be ready. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to be ready. The first thing you can have as an organization is a great quarterback. Yes. Because guess what? That's how free agents are going to come to you. That's how, if you need a new coach, a great coach is going to come to you. Get the quarterback when you can. Can you imagine believing a guy's going to be a franchise quarterback and not taking him because you don't think you're ready to develop him or to have the team around him? So you let a franchise. Do you think they come around often? How many great quarterbacks are in the NFL right now? Like
Not many.
great ones, special ones that make you think you could be a championship contender every year. How many? 4,
Nah,
5?
yeah,
They
5,
don't come
6,
around.
maybe.
I mean, so like, absolutely. If there's a guy that we believe in, I want to take one in 2026. I'm not saying wait till 2027, but if there's no one that you like, then what do you do? That's the dilemma.
Uh, Good question, but you know what? It goes back to this graphic, and I think it gives us flexibility to double dip, to, like you said, take them until you can't anymore. If you take two, everybody's like, oh, if you take two and they both work out, what the uh, epic, because we'll be able to trade one for a first. I guarantee you,
If
we will
dude,
get ROI.
if one of the teams in front of us, if we end up in the draft order where there's one of the teams ahead of us are not desperate for a quarterback. Someone said it has it in the chat. I think it's Aaron Doc. You do whatever you can. You trade up. You get Mendoza. You don't let somebody else trade up. Look what at this screen. We have the draft capital. I don't care. Use both first round picks to move up. I don't care. Because if you told me that we're going to take our 4th or 5th overall pick or a 4th overall pick and Quinnen Williams, which is what that second first round pick represent. Oh no, it's one of the soft picks. But if you tell me though that's what you're doing with that pick, if you believe that's the quarterback, all of it is based on believing it. If you believe Mendoza is the quarterback, and let's say if you really believe it, and he is, let's say he becomes that franchise quarterback, are you going to be mad that you gave 2 first round pick, like that you used the other first round pick to trade up to get him? Like no one ever questions or is mad or gets angry at what you gave away when the guy hits. Right when the guy hits as a player, nobody remembers the draft capital we gave up to move up and get Jermaine Johnson. And nobody cares. Why? Because Jermaine Johnson's a really good football player, and we're really happy we have him, right? So it's like if we have to give the other first round pick to move up a few spots to get Mendoza, and he turns out to be our quarterback, we're going to call that the greatest trade we ever made.
Literally. And we've had some decent ones in the last 10 years, I would say. Um which teams ahead of us are not in the market for a QB, do you think, in 2026?
Well, if Tyler Shout keeps playing like he had a good game last week, if he continues to play well, they paid him 4 years guaranteed. He looked pretty good last week. If the reason if he plays well at all, there's a chance that they won't. Cleveland's, I mean, I would think they're nuts not to take one, but if they fire the coach and a new coach comes in, he might not. He might trade down and try to fill a bunch of spots. Like it depends on their philosophy, right? So, but he might. Obviously, he'd be a threat to take the guy that we like. The Giants aren't taking a quarterback, and Tennessee's not taking a quarterback. So there's only one team we'd have to jump here. There's only one bit. There's one meet. Well, if Shao stinks the rest of the way, if Tyler Shao stinks also, we'd have to jump over them. We'd have to trade with the Giants.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
mean,
obviously we
actually, to
have a
be really secure, we'd have to trade with Tennessee. Because what if we traded with the Giants and then somebody, like the Raiders gave 2 years of every pick with Tennessee?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know if Shuck Shao, if he's gonna be able to totally take them out of the conversation regardless. We'll see. We'll see. But I think we're in a decent spot because even if Dallas beats Vegas tomorrow, we're still number 5 with their strength of schedule. Washington, I think, is going to win some more games. The Rams or Atlanta will win some more games. Cincinnati is going to win some more games. So, like, it's probably the top 5 you're going to see. It's just what order are they going to be in?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we
you
just
know,
have to
some,
see. There's so much football left. I mean, there's right. I mean,
yes,
we got 7 games left. Most of these teams have 7 games left. I mean, we
a
might
lot,
end up
a
at
lot.
number 8 or 9, or we could end up at number 2. And
Yes.
then we just have to flip with the team ahead of us. We have to give up something so we can flip and make sure we get our guy. And I'll say it, man. I like Mendoza. If they take Simpson, they know more than I do. They know more than me. Any fan who thinks they know more than an entire staff of scouts is delusional. And they're wrong a lot. But guess what? We're all wrong too.
And they
Right?
got the benefit of
Yeah,
interview. They got
anybody who
interviews and
yeah, anybody who says year after year that they know who the good quarterbacks are and who's gonna, they're lying, right?
yeah.
We know they're lying. Nobody, we're all wrong and we're all right. We're all the same. But I'm if the Jets scouting system and they all pick Tyson, if they pick Simpson, then I'm a Simpson fan. Then I'm gonna root for Simpson. I personally, if it was up to me and you held a gun to my head, I like Mendoza. you know.
I just want them to take their first crack. I would prefer them to get first crack at quarterback, regardless of who they choose. Get the guy you want. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not, then I want you to be like 3 or 4 spots back and be able to get the second guy. Otherwise, I don't know, man. That's a whole nother conversation. But
Personally, I would love it if I had a fly on the wall. If somebody came and told me that the Jets loved Mendoza and Simpson, that the
mhm.
Jets had 2 guys they loved, and then Dante Moore they really liked too, but trade down and get him at like 12
Yeah.
or 9 or
Oh,
something.
ideal.
But they believed in that. Like they kind of like you know what I mean? Like let's say they really felt strongly about that. If that's how they felt, then I'm excited. I'm like, good, they really like 3 quarterbacks. They think that 3 quarterbacks could be the answer. I have to just trust them because as a fan, what choice do I have? Right? It's nice when it's the guy that you personally loved. Like when the
And you know
team
what?
picks the guy that you loved, it's a nice thing.
Yes. And again, back to like the us thinking we know, like that we don't get the benefit of interviews, meeting these guys, which plays into it. Their locker room dynamic, their smarts. There's so much of the picture that we don't have that honestly, if you do have, kind of murkies the situation. So like fans think they have clarity. Why don't you go sit in those rooms and see how much clarity you have after that?
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, just go by the all 22." There's way more involved than that, bro. It's not just X's and O's. It's not when you're
Well,
talking
well,
about the
that's
franchise quarterback.
that's why they didn't like Shadir Sanders. It wasn't because he had an attitude in the interviews. It was because he didn't know the plays. And they said, "Holy shit, we like." I think that to the teams, to the NFL, he was exposed as a guy who was basically only knew how to. Hunter's gonna go, Hunter's gonna go out for a pass and go here like street ball, and he's gonna go like this, and that's all Sanders knew. Like he couldn't do a complicated offense because he went into those interviews, and from what I heard, he just bombed them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so bad that it got out. But I think and then he dropped to the fifth round. I don't think it was attitude. I think it was because they didn't think he could run a complicated NFL offense.
Right. Right. At one that wasn't already spoon fed to him, probably for 20 years. Some quick hitters for you, Jeremy, so I can catch up in the chat. Basmati or Jasmine Rice?
Jasmine. I like
Very good.
basmati if like especially like from a Burmese restaurant, if with that spice, that's fine. If I was just gonna eat rice on its own alone, and I was stuck, then I'm gonna pick that one. But if I'm eating rice with my food, like putting the curry on rice, I want jasmine.
Good answer. Hopefully that satisfies Jesus Jerry. Um, Darnold threw 4 picks today. Still not the guy. Would you agree?
Because in one day, uh, you know, uh,
Maybe not just because of that, but
if he would have stunk from day one with Seattle, like if he would have stunk all year, I would have said, "Oh, it's just Minnesota." But now I watch how JJ is struggling in Minnesota. So it's not a quarterback proof team or a system, right? Because he's struggling. And then, I watch Darnold do really well for the first 9 weeks he's like really, really good. And then he has a terrible game against a Super Bowl coach and a team that's been very stingy on defense. And I say I would be concerned. I'd say I don't want to. If I'm a Seattle fan, I'm thinking I don't want to see that again. But I'm not throwing in the white towel. I'm not throwing it in and saying, "Oh, we need a quarterback." Not
yeah,
not from one game.
no, no. A really interesting question here from Jesus Jerry again. Why is it, Jeremy? Why do you think left-handed screwdrivers are 15% more expensive than right-handed?
Because you have to buy a whole different production system, like machinery, to make them, and you don't sell as many of them. So to justify the cost of the production, you have to, charge more for the product.
Take that, Jerry. Okay, Adirondack Fly Guy, or as I call him, a Fly Guy. Who is your first and second pick?
My dream draft would be this would probably involve the Colts. And by the way, I think the Colts can end up 10-7 or 11-6 very easily if you look at their schedule. If they split with Jacksonville, which I could see very easily because they've been struggling lately. If you watch Indianapolis, the last couple of games, they're struggling a little. If they split with Houston and they split with Jacksonville, they got San Francisco. If you look at their schedule, they could end up 10-7. Probably not that lucky, 11-6, which would make that pick move down to the low 20s or 24 even. And I think at that level, my dream draft would be we get Mendoza somehow. Maybe because we have the first pick or they didn't pick him or whatever it is. We gave a second round to swap and we didn't have to give up the other first. And then we use that 24th pick, 25th, whatever it is, for Chris Bell, the wide receiver. That's my dream draft. Give me Mendoza and Bell. And if he's there if he's there in the second round, or there's a way to get him, like if we like in the second pick and let's say the Dallas pick, I'll take Surratt also. I'll take Mendoza's receiver to make him happy. I'll take 2 receivers. I have nothing against because what if one doesn't work out? Or if they both work out, fine. We'll have Garrett Wilson, Chris Bell, and Surratt. And we'll have 3 great. Oh, okay, twist my arm. I think you could go crazy and do that. We've seen teams do that, right? Burrows has that, right? Cincinnati loaded him with receivers. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So but for the first 2 picks, that's definitely my dream. I love Bell. I love him. Love,
Awesome.
love, love, love it. He reminds me of Tet.
I would sign for that. Maybe with that early second, he's probably going to be gone. But give me Kenyon Sadiq to pair with Mason Taylor. Think that would
Oh,
be an epic 2 tight end give me a new school Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely that maybe has a higher ceiling. We'll see.
yeah, they could take Sadiq anywhere, even with that other first
Dude,
round pick, and I wouldn't complain.
I would be
I would not
geeked,
complain.
man.
Would not complain.
I would, man.
People have to understand. People are so like, oh, but you need a wide receiver. It's like if you get a tight end with that kind of talent, it doesn't like look at Kansas City. Like it's okay as long as you have targets to throw to. And if you have, I mean, Sadiq is special. So I wouldn't stop. I mean, they definitely still have to take a wide receiver in the second round though.
Right.
Like, but I'm okay because he's such a special prospect.
Phenomenal. Maybe take Dante Moore and Sadiq. Nah, let's not go down that rabbit. We'll have Dante Moore discussion. Let's see him play against USC. You know, that's going to be a good one. But Makai Lemon, all that they bring to the table, be a good one.
Yeah, I like a lot. I like a lot of those guys. Oh, by the way, with wide receiver, I'm not saying Bell's my number one choice for wide receiver. I'm trying to be realistic about who's going to be available at
second
24.
pick, your
And
second first round
right,
pick.
and my second first round pick. And I think Bell potentially could, like sometimes sometimes that pick ends up being the best of the bunch. Like Justin Jefferson was a late first round pick who ended up becoming Justin Jefferson. I think Bell could end up being the best of the group, even though I wouldn't rank him the highest right now.
All right. Matthew giving me a little shit. I had to fire back at him. Real question for actually two real questions back to back, Jeremy. Buy me 30 seconds. Can you take this one first and I'll take it second?
Okay.
It is, are we a no to the convo of Mac Jones next year?
Man, I don't like Mac Jones at all. I do not like him. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's better than Justin Fields. If they did it, I'm not as against it as a lot of people are. Like I'm not like some people are like, no. I'm not that. It wouldn't be my favorite move in the world, but if they brought him as a bridge quarterback and they draft a guy, they still have to draft a guy, right? I'm still hoping that it ends up we draft a guy. But if they brought in Mac Jones because they didn't want Justin Fields to be the only other quarterback with the kid we draft, I could live with him more than a lot of other people can. But I'm not saying I'd be happy about it. But I would understand it. Like I would understand it. He's been through the Shanahan system. That's usually a good thing, and he's better than Justin Fields. So you know. So yeah. I guess I'm not saying I'm a no to him. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm not a definitive no. I know that's going to make me very unpopular.
Well, the other thing is too, if I'm not mistaken, he's on a 2-year deal. So like, what do you need
Matthew
to
Smith is
acquire him?
such a jerk off, by the way. Like it's a lazy take. It's not a lazy take. I'm saying that he's a guy that I believe could be the best in the class. He's a guy that means something to me personally. Like it's not a lazy take. You're the lazy take because you want everybody to forget that you like Cam Ward and that he's going to show how little you know about football and what a terrible prospector. And the fact that you just look at box scores and you just look at highlight reels and you know nothing about the quarterback position because you couldn't tell that all Cam Ward did was run around until a guy in front of him was open. so take that.
Damn.
Loser. Lazy take because I'm saying the guy I like, I believe could be the best in the class. How is that a lazy take? I'm saying I love the guy so much that I think he can end up being the best of the class.
Wild Wave chimes in. He says, "Get owned, Matt."
Sorry, you got to go. You have to do the Matt Jones thing. I didn't mean to take away your 30 seconds.
No. Hey, well, Mac Jones is a 2-year deal. He's not available. Are you trading a pick for him? Why? Unless, I mean, hey, if you want to spend your picks on everything else, but like just at that point, just re-sign Terod for $5 million or something. Why are you trading a pick for Mac Jones? I sorry, Johnny.
Oh, I
It
don't
wasn't
want to. I wouldn't want to trade a pick for him.
No, no. I mean, if they cut him, different story. But why would at this point, at this rate, are they going to when they have him under contract for 2026?
Oh, I didn't realize they have him under contract. There's no way they're trading him. He did a good job
No.
as their backup.
Yeah, they were smart. They signed him to a 2-year deal,
Hmm.
and he's off the table, man. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Daniel Jones is on a 1-year deal. That's a better conversation, I think.
He might be too expensive. But then
He
again, we're not spending money on anything else.
True, except Rodgers and Fields, but
No, I'm saying
you
like
know,
we're not in a stage of our team where we need money or care. As long as it's a short-term deal that doesn't affect when we do need the money and are going to spend the money. But Daniel Jones is scary to me. I think he's playing in a kind of a cool system. It's been 8, 9 games. I don't know. Let's see what happens the last 7 games. I don't trust it completely.
no. And let's say at this rate, he's like he could command like 2 for 80 on the open market. Do I want a piece of that? No. No, like he is the only guy set to hit free agency next spring that is worth a damn unless you want to consider Rodgers in that conversation.
I mean, look,
Yeah,
if we end up drafting the young quarterback with a first round pick, like if we go for it, like if the guy we like is there and we go for it, it doesn't matter that much to me. Even if we have to live with Justin Fields playing a little bit, like in the beginning of if we don't think the kid's ready or we don't want to throw him out there, because when you have because we're not going to be a championship contender with a rookie quarterback, even if they're good. Like, there's going to be like the learning curves, the whole thing. I mean, if we start the rookie quarterback game one and it's like a freaking like CJ Stroud and we have one of those magical boom blow up seasons, great. I'm not arguing that. But um then it doesn't matter that we have Justin Fields and not another quarterback, right? I mean, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, like if we drafted Mendoza and then signs Tyrod to another year, and then we're stuck with Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, but then now we have our guy, I'm okay with that. I mean, we're not going to fix it all in 1 year, in one offseason. The following offseason, I'll hope that we'll have a better backup quarterback that we all like behind Mendoza.
the following off season, we are literally $0 committed to the quarterback position, which is going to be an enormous advantage that not many teams have. Yeah, it means you're starting over, but like Rogers' dead money will be off the books, Fields will be off the books, maybe a little bit of void money, but you got like that's like 80 million budget, get whoever you want. If you can get a rookie, or a sophomore playing in 2027 on this team, you could spend that 50, 60 million on the rest of the team and you have all these first round picks. Like we could turn around fast is what I'm saying. Just hit the quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if we hit on the quarterback, whether it's Simpson, Moore, if we wait to the second round and take news, but if we get it right though, if like they have a great camp and they play a couple, like let's say it's the guy, if we get the guy, I don't care who the other quarterbacks are yet. Like I'll survive. I'll be so happy next year that we have the guy that it'll be okay. Whatever it is, it'll be. You know what I mean? As
Yes.
long as we keep that guy from being hurt, we don't want him seeing ghosts. We don't want to.
Yeah.
We don't want to mess with him. We don't want to spoil him in any way. We want to take care of him. We want to make sure when he plays, he's ready. The whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how I don't care if we get I'm going to be so happy that we got the guy because everyone else will be gone the following year and we know what the future is. The future is we'll have found the guy. Hopefully those other picks will have amounted to some extra talent that's now on the team, and we'll be looking forward to an offseason the following year where we have our guy, the quarterback, we have a good offensive line, and we have 3 number 1 picks.
Agreed. Afram chimes in. He says we do have 99 million for this spring. I would just like to remind him though, Afram, that like we have 25 guys on 1-year deals. So like a lot of guys are going to be outgoing. We got to pretty much overhaul the whole team. So I don't know how fast or how slow that 99 million dries up. That's all.
Well, we're gonna have
Um,
to extend either Simpson, like we're gonna have to extend Simpson, or are we re-signing AVT? Like, are we keeping him? Like, there's decisions to make.
there
Do
is.
we Are we gonna keep Myers and then draft a center and keep Tippmann at guard? Like, there's a lot of shuffling and decisions. There's a lot of decisions to make on the offensive line. If it was up to me, we'd extend Simpson. We would keep Myers around as a worst case scenario at center and draft a center in day, day three, early day three or something, or even day two. And this is how you solidify the line. And I would even say, if he's cheap, as a swing everything AVT. And this is what if he's cheap. This is what I like about AVT. I know everybody wants him never to wear a jet. He's injury prone. What if you drafted a center? You got Myers and the rookie or whatever, whoever's better out of that. Simpson's there. You have Tippmann there. The offensive line is taken care of. And now think of it. AVT is your swing tackle and swing guard because he can play all of it. And we know that, yes, he's injury prone. You don't want to rely him on as your starter. But imagine having him just in case somebody gets hurt. In comes AVT. I like it. But I wouldn't spend I don't know how much he's gonna make. I have no idea
Yeah,
what his market value is gonna be. No idea.
correct. Correct. Or how interested he is in staying. You got to think that that kid feels like he owes us one. Um,
I would hope. Just one prove it
you,
year.
you yeah, yeah, give it, yeah. Or I call me crazy. I would do like a 2 for 22. Is that insane for a
I would
guy?
take, well, 2, because the reason why I would be okay with that, as well, is because I don't care about anything until the 2027 salary cap. Like, we're rebuilding, it doesn't matter. Just keep the guys you wanna keep. We don't need to we're not going out in free agency and looking for big names, right? So to me, if they did it, it's fine. It's fine if they did it, especially if you're gonna draft a quarterback. Let's say you draft Mendoza, you draft Moore, or you draft Simpson. You wanna go with 5 guys and no bench? Or would you wanna have the comfort of knowing that AVT is on the bench? And even though he's had injury problems, he's on the bench, and he's only coming in if somebody gets hurt. Like, don't you wanna make sure your quarterback is protected, your young asset? Isn't it
Yes.
worth that money to do that?
It is. It is. And, despite the 99 we have this year, the following year, that's factoring in the dead money to Rodgers that we're paying for no good reason. So if you need to tighten your belt a little bit for 2026, give AVT that deal, backload it. Because then the next year, boom, you get the Rodgers money back. It pays for AVT, it pays for Jermaine, however you like, just don't keep making dead money. Clean up Joe Douglas's
Right.
and things are going to be a lot better.
Clean it up. Get the Aaron Rodgers. I want it off the Bucks. Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Justin Fields by 27 will be off the Bucks. That was why it was an
Mhm.
okay contract that didn't kill us, because after next year it'll be off the Bucks. Just get it all off of the Bucks. At the end of next year, it's all off the Bucks. We're going to be
Correct.
all fresh. The only money that's going to be on the Bucks is for Garrett Wilson, and for maybe if we extended Jermaine Johnson. It's going to be for the players we want it to be for.
That are still here, not the dead contracts.
Right.
That's the
Right.
key.
Guys who are
Like,
actually serving the team and playing for us.
real question from Charles B. Not Charles G. That's someone else. Charles B. He says, "What is the minimum sample size for you to evaluate a head coach?"
Oh man, I guess it just depends, right? I mean, let's be honest. I didn't like Kotite from the day we hired him, because I saw what he did at Philly. Because I was pissed the day we hired Kotite. I said, we hired that piece of shit, like, and then Gase with that press conference. I don't feel that Aaron Glenn is at that level yet, because like he hasn't really went to, like Aaron Glenn hasn't went there in my mind yet. I'm not happy with a lot of what he's doing, but I don't think I could sit there and say that Aaron Glenn is like Gase level, or even Sala level, or Kotite level. Like, it's too soon. What's the minimum? Uh I mean, I think you gotta give him the full year and then look at the whole story then. And I think 7 games, these next 7 games will say a lot. Especially we gotta see what he does with the quarterback situation. Um, but I wouldn't fire him pretty much no matter what, because he started building something, and I don't know if I wanna just then throw all of that out and do that to the locker room. Like, I think we have to give him the next season. I do, I do. I think that we have to, and see what he does when it's more his team. And if there's no improvement and it's the same thing, then yeah, if they need to axe him, you axe him.
What is your limit in a trade up? Is it Mendoza or bust, or you have a limit which you won't exceed?
There's always got to be a limit, right? There's always got to be a limit. But
I mean, we've seen teams give 2 firsts or like an extra first just to go from 2 to 1.
well,
It's
that's what
like
I'm saying. To me, it's really about
oh,
the two
man.
number ones to move up for him. Would I throw in a second also? I mean, knowing that we have 3-1s next year,
And you could possibly stick and pick the one you want next year for all you
I
know.
I think if they know, if they really believe, like, with everything they are, like, in their being, like, to the point where they're risking their jobs, this would be Moog's defining moment, right? This would be make or break them. If they believed, "Yes, we know this is our guy," like, and they believe it with all of their soul, how do you say, "I didn't go get my quarterback because I didn't wanna throw in that extra second round pick?" And there's no way they would ask for more. Like, so we have to stay realistic. Like, there's no way, I mean, there's like, if we offered another number one pick, like we're going to move up with you, swap picks, you're dropping back 2 or 3 spots, and you're getting our 25th pick, whatever it
Mhm.
is. And then you're making us throw in another top, the 43rd pick. There's no way they're asking for more than that. I mean, they're going to
Yeah.
freaking jump at that, right? If you really have to believe that this is your guy. Like, you have
So
to
you're
believe
saying
it.
your first 3 picks you would be able to you'd throw on the table.
Use all 3, but I get men if I believe, if my whole staff, my
Right.
scouting, if to our
Just a
soul,
price thing. Just a
because
price
how do
thing.
you later justify not doing it if it's the guy?
I
Like,
mean,
if
I
it
would
ends
like
up being the guy, like, then and you're sitting there saying, "We finally had the chance. We had the franchise quarterback in our hands, and we didn't do it."
yeah. Well, I would
I
try
can't reconcile that.
the only thing I would say is I would try to get one of those 3 picks to be next year. That's
Definitely.
the only caveat because then, you're not but also, like, if the second rounder is a deal breaker for you, bro, just slide back with one of your firsts next year. You got 3 of them.
Matthew Smith
Slide
is, like, arguing, saying you shouldn't overpay. He wanted to trade all of our picks for Cam Ward, who stinks. Like, what are
let's
you
read
talking about? Like, it's like
let's
you
get
lose all credibility. You wanted the dumbest move in the world. You wanted to trade all of our picks for a guy who did nothing but run around and throw to guys in front of him.
and just if you're listening on audio only, Matthew Smith chimes in. He says, "Just because we have 3 1s next year doesn't mean we should overpay excessively." Matthew, that's kind of redundant there at the end. That's like selling a car for 50% off because I have another car to use. Like, no, you get full value.
That's not overpaying excessively. It's an extra second round pick, maybe because somebody else is going to outbid you. And if you believe somebody's a franchise quarterback, it's not overpaying because it's so hard to get your franchise quarterback, which Matthew Smith should know because he was convinced Cam Ward would be a franchise quarterback, and he's not even rosterable.
Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough watch, man. You know what, Matthew? If you want to call in, just let us know down below. I would love for you to do so. I do have a couple other starred ones I want to hit real quick, Jeremy. If Infrared chimes in, he says, if we draft Mendoza, Infrared wants him to sit half the season next year, period. Are you of the same mind?
Yeah, me and Infrared are usually on the same page with that. I would prefer it. I would prefer it. I mean, unless he does something in camp that just, like, I mean, if he just comes into camp and he's lights out and he's so much better than everybody else, you know. But I mean, I like the idea of letting a guy sit a little bit. Like if like I think it's but like what if he comes in and he's just lighting it up, like
Eh,
like
I think
what if
with Dart, with Dart, you could just feel it in the preseason. He was electric. He got the fans fired up. He got the team fired up. Like there will be clues, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, he's I mean, with Dart it was different because they had Russell Wilson, right? They had a guy who's won a Super Bowl, right? I mean, so there was a little bit of a difference there. And the guy, and the head coach was trying to save his job, so he was afraid to go with a rookie. He thought, he was doing everything he can to win some games and save his job. Didn't really work out. But so it is a different situation in that sense. But I mean, I think it's ideal while he's learning to not have to. I like the idea of not having to throw a quarterback in day one and be a little old school and like there was a time where quarterback sat for 2 years, but you can't do that anymore because the rookie contract's only 4 years, right? With a fifth out, so you can't you can't use 40% of the time with them sitting on the bench. There's a lot
And
of
you
pressure.
can't and you can't wait to see if they're good that long either. Like we can't, regardless how long this kid sits, we can't. It's been 5 drafts, man, since we drafted a top quarterback. We can't do that again. We have to get him out. Like, yes, sit him. You don't want the lights and the yips and all that comes along with starting him right away. But at the same time, we can't be on year 3 not knowing if he's any good. Like in the past, Jeremy says, used to be a thing. First super chat of the night, Jeremy. Someone I don't recognize. I hope he is here for good. Joe the Jet G. I like it, man. Super chat 199. He says, and I quote, if Kyler Murray is the quarterback next year, I'm done. What say you, Jeremy?
I agree. I feel the sentiment. I don't know that I could be done because it's been over 40 years. I get it. I get it. It would be I would lose all faith in I would lose all faith in Moogs like I'd be out on the whole thing. Like if they brought Kyler Murray in like and traded real assets for him and that's going to be our guy, I want them all out. I'd be incredibly upset. I would be my feeling would be how long do we have to live with these guys until I get to see them all fired? Because it would be it would be so ridiculous. Like why would anybody want Kyler Murray? Like it's like you're not winning with him. He's not the answer. Like he's clearly not the answer. You know, we want I want us to go for a franchise quarterback. Like I want us to shoot for the stars. I want to try to get a top quarterback. Kyler Murray is not a top quarterback, and he's not ever going to be one. So, does he make us better? Would he be the best quarterback on our roster right now? Yes. But you're going to trade all your assets and put your whole future in him? The problem is okay, then he gets us to 7 to 9 wins. Okay, then what? Then that's it. Then we just sit around at 7 to 9 wins until he's gone, and then we have to start no, like there's no way. So I'm totally with Joe. This would be as bad a move as it would be right up there in the shrine of all the terrible things the Jets have done to me over 40 plus years.
The only way that you could sell me on this is if like they cut his ass and we signed him for that sweet Steelers signing Russell Wilson deal where it's like no money because the guy is already being paid from another team, and we draft a guy. That's the only, and that's a big ifs. If we got him for nothing and we draft a guy, that's the only way. And honestly, it still wouldn't be worth it because he's not why?
No.
I don't see how we're not punting next year. And yeah, I don't know, man. But what I do know is that Joe the Jet G, great question. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you tuning in to Chaos in the Zone. If you're joining us late, spike that like button. We're about to start winding down. I can feel Jeremy's getting tired. We're throwing all these
The old man's
crazy ass questions at him. I feel like we're just it's like he's hooked up and he's on the lie detector test. Matthew's coming at him. Here he comes again. Jeremy just constantly evades my correct points to point out that the guy I was high on is bad in year one with the worst roster in the league. God forbid you give a guy time.
We'll give him time. You know what? We'll give him time, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But here's my problem with him. He's not the reason the reason I think he's failing. Yes, he has a bad roster, and I'm not saying his situation is great at all. But the problem I have with him is he's playing like I thought, like it's happening the way I thought it would. It's like the problem I had with him in college is coming to fruition. That's my problem with him.
Yeah,
Like he cannot progress. He goes, like, you watch him play. He has one read and then he takes off, or he looks to check it down, right? Is like, and they're trying to get him to be a real, quarterback that goes through the reads. And when that happens, it's breaking down on him. It's not
And
working.
guess what? Guess what? He's out Calvin Ridley the rest of the year now too. So he's not going to look much better.
Now, is there a possibility that he learns and he can go through the first, second, third progression? Absolutely. But at the time, what I'm saying is I'm not trading a bunch of assets and trading up in a draft, right? Like last year, trading up to get a guy where I have to hope that maybe he'll become a pocket passer that can go through progressions. That's all I'm saying. Any quarterback might be that guy. So Cam Ward might, because learn how to, or through getting used to the speed of the game, develop and be able to go through progressions and everything, or he might not. I'm not trading tons of assets unless I believe a guy is already showing he can do that. And that's why I love Mendoza, because I feel that Mendoza's already showing he could drop back in the pocket and go through progressions. He's already, I'm already believing he could do that.
I do feel like too, like one thing, just scoping out the Jet fan base, the number one thing everybody is wanting in a quarterback is exactly what we don't have right now. And I'm not saying that that's why, but like processing, progressions, reading defenses. I feel like there's more of an onus on that for our next quarterback selection than there is for the big arm, the athleticism. We need the cerebral guy this time. We've gone the athletic route. It hasn't worked. We need the smarts. Is it safe to say that is the number one thing we need?
A quarterback?
Processing, progression reading.
I mean, I think that's what anybody needs. I think anybody who wants the best possible quarterback. I love mobility. I'm not against mobile quarterbacks. I just think that that's the secondary thing. I think you have to check the box first I think you have to be a quarterback that could drop back 3 to 5 steps, go through progressions, and be a good pocket quarterback. And then if you give me two guys who are about equal that can do that, and one's very mobile and a great runner and the other isn't, I'll take the runner. But I never want to take a guy with a high pick. Understand that. I don't care about third round, fourth round, but I never want to use a top-notch first round pick on a guy that I don't believe, me personally. So hopefully I'm respecting the Jets might feel differently. So I want them to do what they believe. I don't think that you should take a guy that you don't feel confident could drop back in and be a pocket passer and check that box and say, well, he's a great athlete, so it doesn't matter. He'll just run a lot. That doesn't work in the NFL. Like Lamar Jackson is able to, Not all the time, but like what makes him so special is that yes, he's able to drop back and be a real quarterback.
Yes,
You
correct.
know?
And he's developed almost better than a quarterback I've seen in recent memory as fast. Like he has grown as a passer since he came into this league. It's insane. But got to get to the next one, man. Our buddy Wyatt. We love Wyatt around here.
Love
He
Wyatt,
night.
Oklahoma. Yeehaw!
Will you read his super chat, Jeremy?
I'm not watching us play another failed quarterback. What's funny is that Wyatt just joined the circus for like 4 or 5 this Jet circus like 4 or 5 years ago, and he's saying he doesn't want to watch another failed quarterback. Dude, I've been watching this team since 1981. 1981. So, and I've been saying the same thing, and yet I'm still here.
The late 20th century, bro. You know what, Wyatt? Thank you for the $1.99 super chat, for real, bro. Glad to see you in here on Sunday nights. In between Bustin' Broncos, and I don't mean Denver. You're the man. Question for Jeremy: who is the wedding photo behind you?
I believe that is my mother's mother and father. So I believe that, what am I saying? My grandmother, my maternal
Okay.
grandmother, my maternal grandmother and her husband. I believe. I'm about 90% sure.
Inquiring minds, that Scott Foster, man. I see you. Crispy chimes in. You're in the danger. Hey, you and Chaos are in the zone.
I love Stevie. He's the best.
He's the man.
So
He
great.
is.
He's so great.
I am a little behind in the chat, but catching up. I don't know what some of this means, so I'm going to skip past it. But a lot of Kyler talk down there. A lot of Mendoza talk. That seems to be the thing tonight. Nobody wants to talk the Patriot game, which I get.
What's funny is the more interesting thing to talk about if you're talking about trading for a quarterback, the more interest. Not that they would do it, but the more interesting conversation. Like I forget Kyler Murray, Burrows. Now that's a conversation. That's a conversation.
It is. If you believe that there is a price that can get him. I don't.
Well,
But
I think the silliness about Burrows is if you're Cincinnati, why would you? Like the
yeah.
GM, if you're the general manager of Cincinnati, you saw what happened to the guy in basketball in Dallas. Like you see what happens to you when you trade great players. Like
Mhm.
what happens to you? A lot of times you end up fired. So even no matter what you think of as GM of like, is it a good move or not? GMs want to protect their job. Trading Joe Burrows is not a good way to protect your job.
Let me ask you this: how many firsts would you give up for Tua Tagovailoa?
Uh, I don't want him.
0.
I ain't trading any stock for him. I'd bring him in. I'd bring him in as a backup. I mean, okay. Let's be fair about something. He's better than anyone we have on the roster right now at quarterback. Like, so we can make fun of all we want. Two is better than anyone we have right now. So, would I want him for money? Like, we just bring him in, like for next year, and like sure. But is he my long-term answer? Am I trading draft capital for him? No.
That same. I don't even know if I want him for money. Not the money he's making now. Let's put it that way. If it was like a 1 year 30 mil, maybe, because look at the market and all that's there is Daniel Jones, who will go back, Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, not many others, Jacoby Brissett. That's about what the QB market is, assuming someone crazy doesn't get cut. There's people,
Yeah.
hey, some people say, hey, you want Brock Purdy, you can come and get him. You want Dak Prescott, you can come and get him. I don't know that I believe that that's possible. But if you could have Dak or Purdy, same price, everything, who you taking?
Oh, that's really hard because Purdy is just in a Shanahan. I mean, he makes everyone look good. Like he makes everyone look good. I don't know if Purdy would be any. I don't know what Purdy would be on any other team without Shanahan. I really don't. I don't trust it. It's like a huge risk. And Dak, if
He's younger.
you're saying Dak, forget about the 60 million, right? He's a problem
No,
too.
because I mean Purdy's making up there too. I'm saying
Right.
they're both
Right.
50, let's say.
I mean, to be honest, I understand they're established quarterbacks and everything. I mean, I would take Dak over Purdy, but I don't want either one of them. Like in that way. Like, sorry.
If you're like me, you want to get our own guy. You don't want someone else's
I'm tired of
recycled.
getting right. I'm tired
Yes.
I'm tired of that. I want to just draft a quarterback. I want our own guy. I want a guy for the next 10 to 15 years. Am I being greedy? I don't know. I've been watching for 40 plus years. Am I allowed to want that? Like, New England had Brady forever. Kansas City's on a run of having Mahomes forever. Like, I want that. I just want to have our quarterback for a long, long time. Like Pittsburgh had Ben. Like I just want we have a great quarterback and we have him for years and years. And we're a competitive team for years and years. And I don't think bringing in Dak Prescott or bringing in Purdy does that for us.
I'm with you. Will you read the next comment I have on screen, Jeremy?
Jeremy, please stop saying Burrows. It's making me mad. Well, that's what I do. I misspeak names. It's what I do. If you don't know that about me by now, then why have you been listening? Like something is wrong. Everybody
you weren't the only
knows.
one. You got Adirondack saying it now too.
Yeah, but like, but like, if you don't know that about me by now, like, it's just, I don't know what it is. ADHD, dyslexia. I don't know what it is, but that's just it. Like, I can't fight that. But luckily, I'm not working for ESPN and going for those. Like, I'm not in that reality show trying to get the job on ESPN. So luckily I can get away with it because this is just a YouTube channel, and most people find it endearing.
I do. I think Matthew is just here solely to try to trigger you tonight, and it's not work. It's not
I like
working.
the way you said that. He's trying to trigger me.
Hey man, that's what the kids say. They tell me.
It is the new lingo of the world. It's like what trigger and coping and you're expressing your feelings.
Oh God. Charles says, "Give me 2 firsts, and I'll take Tua." That's pretty good.
I'm keep in mind, and by the way, when I say he'd be the best quarterback on our roster, I understand that we're setting the bar incredibly low. Incredibly low.
Dude, when you're looking at Mac Jones and salivating, like
when Mac Jones really does sound like when you can't argue that he'd be the guy you played, that's a sad thing. When Mac Jones is the guy you'd be playing, a backup for another team. That's our reality.
We have 5 quick hitting Dak votes when I posed that question to you. Everybody, Dak. Not a single one for Purdy. In fact, a fly guy says Purdy is just a version of Cousins. Are we overlooking Brock Purdy? Because man, he threw a nice ball to Kittle that I saw earlier today.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little hard on Purdy. Like that's what she said. No, I think there is a little bit of harshness on him because it's rough when you play for Shanahan, and that's all you've done, and it's really, because we all watched the other dude before him. What's it? I'm forgetting his name. What's my guy's name? I forgot him already. The good-looking guy who went to the Raiders.
Zach Wilson.
No,
Gino.
No, the guy who's on the Niners for a while. He went from the New England to the Niners and then to the Raiders.
Mac Jones.
No, the Niners quarterback, the guy that was their quarterback for a few years.
Oh,
Under Shanahan.
Alex Smith. No,
No,
fuck.
no. You
I'm
guys know who I'm
grasping.
talking about. Who am I talking about? The good-looking one. The girls all liked him.
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo, right?
There you
Like
go.
that's why
There you go.
people don't like Purdy because they're thinking even Garoppolo looked good under him for a while. And
Scott
when he
Hackett.
went to
Yeah.
another team, what was he? He was a nobody.
No.
Yeah.
He's still out there somewhere. I saw him the other day, but
Somebody sings Steve Young, Joe Montana. Oh, of course, it's our favorite troll, Matthew Smith.
Scott likes calling Brock Purdy Brick Turdy.
Brick Turdy.
What do you think of that one?
I don't know. He gets hurt a lot. That's his issue.
That's like Jimmy G, man. They call him Jimmy Glass, man. You know.
Yeah. Is it the system that Shanahan? Like, why does everyone get hurt in that system, in that offense?
I don't know. I don't know, but if I could make sub mid look above mid that easily, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, why aren't you trading these guys away for firsts? Use your skill to recoup more assets. Like why aren't you trading Brock Purdy? Like why did you even extend his ass? I don't know. Like I don't know, man. It's like I
Because
wish
there's no such thing as
Sala did that with the D line. Like
because the truth is, as much as we say it or whatever and act like it, the truth is they're just good at evaluating and finding talent that can play in their system, and it's not easy. Because I hate when people say, "Oh, he's just a system quarterback." What system in the NFL is easy that anybody could play well in it? You know what I mean? Like that means that every offense would just play that system.
yes.
Make their quarterback successful, right? I mean, there's no such thing as like if any NFL offense, it might be that you might be a quarterback that's very limited to that system, and you couldn't do it in other systems, but you still, it's not easy to be good in any system at the NFL level and succeed.
I am with you. I don't know if he's trolling or not. This Donnie, I don't know if I remember seeing. I don't know if that's a Caleb Williams picture down there. I can't tell, but he says gotta build around Fields. He is the future, and then he doubles down and says a lot of draft picks plus weapons gives Fields at least 5 more years to see what he can develop into. Jeremy,
Well, geez,
thoughts on that?
I hope he's just trolling. If he's not just trolling, like I said before, I can't engage. I
5
can't
more
engage.
years, man.
I can't engage in a conversation that Justin Fields could be a good quarterback in the NFL.
And
do it.
waiting for 5 more, build around him
Can't do
for
it.
5 more years, bro.
Three different teams, different offensive coordinators. You know, it's like it's not happening.
Yeah, I think he's trolling. I'm still catching up. Guys, we got 10 minutes left on our second hour. I don't want to go beyond that. We could, but dilute the product. No way, man. You got to come back next Sunday and see us.
Is there a naked picture behind me?
Is there? Oh, that in the corner.
Oh yeah, look at that. That is not of me or anyone in my family.
Who called that one out?
Probably like Jesus. It's probably a Renoir print or something.
Jesus Jerry is an observational guy. I will say that. Funny guy too.
He's asking my family history. My family history is the Ukraine, Kiev. They left in the late 18. Well, my father's father left in like 1908 or something. But like, yeah.
I believe Jerry is Croatian, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, that means what am I saying? Fuck. Sardma. It's my favorite food. Sardma. Oh my god, I love it. With a little bit of with some feta cheese and some ivar. Oh, the peppers. Oh my god, with the bread.
Party at Jerry's. Hey, Jerry's a man. He's been a subscriber on this channel since day one. Love him. For real. So good to see you guys hitting it off. He asks some left field questions, and you got to be like the jasmine rice versus what did he ask earlier? Jazz.
The basmati.
Yeah.
Basmati, yeah,
I
basmati.
don't even think I
My
said
wife
that
gets
right.
that.
But
We get both kinds. We have a Burmese restaurant in Sacramento, which is kind of like a cross between Thai, Chinese, and um I guess it's Thai, Chinese, and there's what even Indian a little bit, but it's yeah, they have the different kinds of rice, and my wife like we get two of the jasmine and one of the other one, and the other one it has like this aroma and it has like the like flavor to it, but and it's fine on its own, but man, I don't like to take away the flavor from the curry and all that. Like I like that's why I like regular white rice.
dude, listening to you talk food just makes me
Basmati.
and my girlfriend listening to either one of you talk food, it makes me realize how sheltered of a life I lived in Ohio and PA. Gonna have to try a lot of this other stuff that you guys know about. Like tikka masala is new to me. Never heard of that in my
Really, you didn't know
life.
about
Yeah,
chicken tikka masala?
not in
Interesting.
my life.
What it is people from Indians came to England, and England created it's like Indian food, but it was English Indian food, and then brought it back to India. But chicken tikka masala, that curry or whatever, that's came from that England created that, or the Indian people in England created that. But delicious. That's one of my favorite dishes of all time for Indian
Yeah,
food.
dude. Already expanding my horizons, I will say, and I think you'll just help me further that. Um, are you into Puerto Rican food at all?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Man,
What
are
do
you
you
kidding me?
think?
I grew up on the
What do
Upper
you?
West Side of it. I mean, not grew up, but I lived on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I used to go into Dominican and Puerto Rican restaurants all the time, get chicken and
We
rice.
we read this question from Infrared.
Medium grain Puerto Rican rice with sofrito is way better than that. I love that, man. I could eat that rice all day. That's the yellow rice, right? Has that yellow color. It's wonderful. Dude, I like it all. I'm not the kind of guy that says, "Oh, that sucks. This is bad." Like I love all food. I love and respect all food. Like give me some mofongo and like I was in Puerto Rico. I ate the mofongo and the black sauce, sesame seed sauce chicken, and all day long, man.
Can you read this one? Because there's words in it
This
I
is
don't
sarma,
know.
man. I make sarma. My friend uh taught me how to make it because I grew up. My best friend's from is Croatian, and I used to go and her mom used to like pull out sarma's like stuffed cabbage, but instead of like the Jewish sweet and sour stuffed cabbage, it's like pickled. So it's like pickle brine. So it's like a salty with paprika, so it's very smoky. And they put in like rib meat, like smoky rib meat, or you put in ham, anything smoky, and it's just outrageous, dude. And what they do is you eat it with like feta cheese, and usually, like her mother used to make this big bread. She'd cut these big slabs of bread, and then you'd eat it with feta cheese, and it was to die for. It is my favorite dish to the point where I went and learned how to make it. I don't brine the cabbage myself. I'm not that crazy. I go to a Middle Eastern or whatever store and I buy jars of brine cabbage. But then I take it out and I roll the rice and the meat in it, and I have paprika, all the ingredients. What's the ingredients? Jesus, you might know. What's the one I'm missing? The one that's like MSG, but it's like the vegetable one, Vega something. I have it in my house that I totally. But anyway, there's some secret ingredients that you're supposed to put in and everything. But it's amazing, amazing.
Interesting. I mean, I've had cabbage rolls, and they're one of my favorites. It sounds like it's in the wheelhouse. I am down to try your sarma, even though I said that with
Yes,
no
Vegeta. He's telling me Vegeta. That's the secret ingredient. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. I grew up
Um,
on all that in college.
another dude. Again, we got to get together, man. And when we do, it's got to be cuisine based, for sure.
I don't know of any restaurant that sells it in America. I've never been to a restaurant that had sarma. I just have to make it for you.
Okay, deal. We did get a third super chat, Jeremy, which I think might be a record. Buzz Nutter. I have no idea who this is. Buzz Nutter chimes in, and I don't know what he means, but he says, "Let's full Monty."
Let's full Monty.
Yeah.
I like
Maybe
it.
he means let's go full Monty, or maybe he's talking about the picture in your corner. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't
For
know.
$1.99, I wish I knew more. Buzz Nutter, if you're still around, care to elaborate, let us know. Matthew Smith says he thought this was a Jets show.
Troll.
Yeah. Matthew, it is whatever tickles our fancy, brother. And guess what? There's still 26 others than you watching on YouTube, chatting it up over food talk. Charles says, full Monty equals get naked. Well,
Oh,
let's get naked, Buzz
let's get
Nutter says.
naked.
You know what? That's the after show in the Danger Zone Discord. If you want that, you got to become a member. And you also got to subscribe to at Jets Chaos and become his upper tier. Do that, and you'll
and
get
and
everything.
more importantly, Brooklyn Brothers food review.
Damn straight. Hey, with this food, if you enjoyed the last 10 minutes of the food talk, man, for real, subscribe to at Brooklyn Brothers or search Brooklyn Brothers food review, man, because they put out damn near a short a day, a couple shorts a week on various food things they're doing. And let me tell you, they're always entertaining. If you want to see Jeremy, a variation of Jeremy, but like one has hair, one has big glasses, like you'll see variations of Jeremy galore on that channel.
You will.
Brooklyn Brothers. Anyways, oh, Donnie chiming back in our final moments, and he says Fields is the perfect quarterback for the Jets. Build around him for the next 5 to 7 years with all your picks. He's pretty good at getting number 1 overalls too. Thoughts?
I don't know. This is his mom. Justin Fields' mother's account.
Yeah. We
Mrs.
found her
Fields.
burner.
Mrs. Fields, it's a pleasure to meet you. I wish you. I wish you the best, and you raised a good son. He's a good man. He's a good kid. Like him. Nothing, I really like the kid. He's a good kid. I hope he doesn't get hurt. I hope he has a very healthy life. He's got a lot of money. I hope he bought you a nice house. It's all good.
He's looking mighty jealous right now at next week's starting quarterback, though, I will say. You know what? Gun to your head.
Somebody joined your DZ crew.
What? Look at this. Hold on, let me get back to it.
Harlan's a member of Brooklyn Brothers Food Review.
Kim became a member herself, first and foremost, man.
I know it's Kim. It looks like Kime 1023.
Well, she's been around. I do know Kim. Well, YouTube's doing this thing now, and I don't get it. But instead of showing like your display name, what you want people to see, they're now showing like your @ name. And
yeah, what the hell? What's up with that? I don't get that.
I don't know, but I do encourage people to go into YouTube Studio in the top right corner and go to your view my channel. You can go there and you can change your ads to get rid of numbers at the end, or to make it more appealing, however you want it to look. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. It seems like any channel that has super chats opened up, it's like stuck showing the ads. I don't know.
She just gifted somebody a membership.
She got one of her own, which Kim, awesome.
She gifted Charles.
She gifted one, and it went to Charles.
Looks like she went to Charles.
You're right. You're right, Jeremy. You're on it. Dude, Kim. First off, Kim, thank you, for real. at the age of my channel and the monetization stage, like that's big time. Thank you for
See, I
joining
never had
and
women. I
gifting.
never had women watch my channel. For me, I'm not used to being with a guy who attracts all these women to the channel. So
You know what? I'm on a lot of other channels, so I think that's where a lot of people know me from. But let me segue to what Scott Stigger's mom has been in the danger zone, believe it or not.
that's cool.
She popped in one night from Twitter and said,
That's
"Hey,
wild. That's wild.
yeah, that was
That's
cool."
wild. I love.
Jessica,
I would have loved that because I would have been like, because I was like such a fan of that draft pick. I was like so happy with that.
dude, he would have had a pick last Thursday. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Tony
always,
Adams.
I always, I always say like even when he's not starting at corner, play him at free safety. Just get him on the field.
Tony Adams, like it was like they all wanted a pick so bad that they got greedy and they just collided.
Mhm.
So annoying. So annoying. Um, Just Chaos, I want a gift. And then Scott chimes in and says, if you want a gift, Jeremy, maybe you need to go full Monty.
Great. That's awesome.
Hey, I think we'll leave it there. Wyatt, Joe the Jet G, I think Charles chirped in a little bit. Kim, dude, thanks for donating
Matthew
tonight.
Smith, thank you so much for
Buzz Nutter.
all your
Yeah.
participation.
You stoked the flames, Matthew. I'm not gonna lie. You didn't go full on overboard, but you were close, bro. We're watching you. Enjoy your
Oh, Kim
going to.
watches my channel too.
There you go, man. See, dude, Kim. Yeah, Kim's a real one. See, you have female audience, Jeremy. So
Yeah,
there.
go figure.
Hopefully Jocelyn went to sleep. I'm just teasing. But Jeremy, another good show, man. I think we would have talked more Patriots if people wanted it, but you could tell like we got a pulse on this chat and they kind of want to talk draft and they want to talk like long-term stuff.
Dude,
We're
we're gonna
cool.
give the content that we're gonna provide the content that people want.
That's exactly right. If you want to ever any week, guys, if you want us to go back to another game or something, just throw a good question in there, and we will. Like anything that makes sense, we'll hit. Food talk sound good to close this out, though. Let me ask you this: you are out of state, Jeremy. So let's wrap by. Can you tell me, have you had any interesting food while you're on the East Coast this trip, or did you not get to, or anything you can
Oh no, I've
recommend?
been I've been there's a place called Capri Market and that opened up in Cary, North Carolina. It's an Italian market where they get everything imported Italian and they have this little deli set up and they get bread from New Jersey par baked and bake it the rest of the way and then make these amazing sandwiches. And that was great. And yeah, we went to our favorite pizza place in Apex, North Carolina. Guys from Brooklyn gets all the ingredients shipped down. A place called Mamma Mia. Me and my brother knocked off a pie together. So I've been going at it, and then sometimes I didn't have a lot of time last night. Last night, my final meal was I went to before I had to grab a sandwich before I was done for the day. I went to Jersey Mike's and just did a cheesesteak because I'm good like that.
Man, I can't always grab the unmute button fast enough. Sorry. uh, well, we got Baltimore next. Do you think we have a shot in hell?
No,
Real quick. No.
no, we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose,
Yes.
especially if Justin Fields is the quarterback.
Yeah, especially. By the way, the Eagles won tonight 16-9.
Ugh, ouch,
Yeah.
ouch.
Yeah. One touchdown. Or no, sorry, two the whole game, but
Mm.
one was a missed extra point. Yeah, one touchdown
It's a
apiece.
weird year, man. Now all of a sudden Philly's defense is good. It just keeps flipping around this year. It's weird.
We should have took Quinion Mitchell, but don't get me started. All right, Jeremy. What I am going to do, there are still 24 wild people in the chat. that probably did not see our new intro, Jeremy. So let's wrap, but I'm gonna play it on our way out so they can see it. Let us know if they like it. We'll probably twerk it over the weeks, as we get new clips and stuff. But Jeremy, have a good night, man. Pleasure hosting this stream with you, man.
Always a pleasure, man.
Enjoy North Carolina. We'll see you back here on the West Coast soon enough.
Will do. Yeah.
Good night, brother.
Good night. I'm convinced we're the most cursed team in professional sports.
You guys are bad.
I've been saying this hot take for a long time, and I'm sticking to it. My hot take is that Will McDonald's going to hit 15 sacks.
No member of the New York Jets' Week 1 offensive line will miss a game all year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! So get ready to rumble!